A very good morning to all. Dear student, last time we discussed about that how language was helpful to create a sense of collectiveness, or language played a crucial role to provide awareness of the people in Europe. Now we are going to start our next topic: hunger, hardship, and popular revolt. In this topic, it is the most important topic of the chapter because so many times question directly asked from this topic. I hope you all listen to me very carefully, and I hope that you all are able to give answer after the completion of this lecture. So now come on the point: this hunger, hardship, and popular revolt. As you all know that these three words have its specific meanings. Hunger, that means people, when people do not get anything to eat, so that in that case that person to become hungry. So what the circumstances took place in Europe during that time, the situation occurred named hunger. Hardship, life of the people to become more harder than before. So what the incidences took place in that time, that the people life to become more harder than before. Then the popular revolt, as you all know that there was some reasons, there are some causes behind a revolution. Whenever you agitate, whenever you start to oppose anything else, so something wrong take place or took place during that time. Whenever you start to agitate, whenever you start to oppose something, so in that case there are some specific circumstances in our life when we start to oppose something. So in this topic we are going to discuss about that words. We are discuss about that what the circumstances took place in Europe during that time, why the situation of hunger, hardship, and popular revolt took place there. So now come on the point. First of all, this period is also famous with a name called recession period. In this recession period, a great economic hardship, era of great economic hardship begins from there. So people life was not easy in European continent. They faced a lot problem. They start revolt, agitation against the system. So first of all, as you all know that what we call this period, recession period, nearly 1830. In this period, so many changes took place in the entire Europe. What was the changes which was take place in, or which was took place in European continent? So first of all, first after the 19th century, suddenly increase in population, number of people increased, birth rate increased. When the birth rate increased, so it also occurred a problem for the society. As you all know that whenever the population increased, so what happened after that? We need more sources to fulfill the demand of the society. So that was the first problem. And when the number is more than the actual resources, so it creates a lot of problem for the people. So first of all, first of the 19th century, as they told us that increase in the population. When increase in the population, so what we need more sources. So increase in the number of the job seekers, those who want to get job, their number increased, but employment is less than but the number is more of the job seekers. Those, so they were failed to provide jobs to each and every person of the society. Then rural population migrated to the cities, and those who live in the rural areas. Now look at take an example of present region of our country. Look at the people who migrate themselves from the countryside and to live in the cities. So cities are overcrowded. When the cities are overcrowded, so it is not easy to fulfill the demand of the actual population of that region. So rural population migrate to the cities and they start to live in the slums area. Take an example of Mumbai, Delhi. People migrate themselves from the rural areas and settle themselves into the urban area, and where they live in the slums and start to get their livelihood from urban areas. Why they came from the, what is the main reason why the people come from a rural area and settle themselves into the urban area? The main purpose to get jobs, but actually jobs are less, but the number is more in European continent during that time. So towns were overcrowded. So when the people were migrated from the rural areas and settled down themselves in the urban areas, so towns were overcrowded. When towns were overcrowded, so it also created the problem because management was not easy there. So industries were modernized. Industrialization. Industries were modernized. When the industries were modernized, so they used different type of material to produce different type of goods, and goods were cheaper than the cheaper. Why? Because these goods were made by the machines. So goods were cheaper. So small producer who produce different type of things, they faced a stiff competition with the modernized machine produced goods because they were the cheaper than the handmade things. So aristocracy still enjoyed the power. Those who were the aristocratic group of people, मुट्ठी भर जो लोग थे, they continuously enjoyed their privileges by the birth, or those who were the richest section, they enjoyed their powers. Then peasants struggled under burden of, and those who were the peasants, they continuously struggled. Their life was miserable because of the burden of feudal dues and obligations. Rise in the price of food, and at the same span of the time, wet harvest increased the problem. So these were the problem which was to place during this period, hunger, hardship and popular revolt. Now let's come one example which is provided to you all in your books. In 1848, food shortage was very common. Why? Because population increased, cities were overcrowded, peasants faced a problem because of the feudal dues and obligations. And the next thing, so many people migrated from rural areas to and settled down themselves in the urban. So resources were very less. So now next, bad harvesting, drought were there. So that creates a lot of problem. Food shortages were there. So widespread unemployment. When this food shortage took place, in the same time, wide unemployment took place there. So brought the population of the Paris. Example took from the Paris. So those who live in the Paris, they come into the roads and starts to do revolt against the system for their not rights, but because government or the monarch were failed to provide them employment, they were failed to provide them food. So it is very common that people start to revolt the things. So barricades were erected. When they come to the road, so barricades were erected in front of them, but that barricades were broken by the people. And Louis Philippe was forced to flee 1848. He was to become as a constitutional monarch in 1830. When conservative rules were abolished in 1830, so Louis Philippe proclaimed as a constitutional monarch of France. So Louis Philippe was forced to flee from the region. He was run from that region. Otherwise, people were killed him. So National Assembly proclaimed a republic. Then National Assembly, in the same time, National Assembly also proclaimed themselves any reason a republic. Granted suffrage to all the adults who were of the 21 years. Those who complete their 21 years old, boys mainly, main section, get right to vote. Next, so in 1848, a great revolt, a great agitation took place against the weavers in Silesia, against the contractor. Weaver of Silesia had been revolt against the contractor. People of Silesia, this question asked so many times in exam, CBSE mainly, Silesia, 1845. When they why they started revolt against the contractor, because the reason, contractor at first they placed their order to them, they provide raw material to them, then what they did, they placed their order, but when all the finished good they get from the rural areas, so they reduce the price of that good. So it creates a problem of agitation in the Silesia. So people or beavers started revolt against the contractor. So here I complete this topic. Thank you. If you have any doubts, questions, so you can ask me, put a message in the group. Thank you.